Oscars 2023. Preference. This talk is not about the talents of Jamie Lee Curtis. Neither is anyone of another culture excluded from listening to this podcast. This podcast is reflecting on Angela Bassett and all of her fans. I will reflect and comment on the 95th Oscars and the effect that it has had on the African American experience on March 12, 2023, as far as my experience goes. It is no secret that when something happens to one of us, African Americans, we tend to feel as though we have to bear the weight of the consequences, good but especially bad, of the individual in question. So immediately following the loss of the Oscar of Angela Bassett, many African Americans felt as if they had been stabbed once again. It was a natural reaction. It was actually traumatic. That might sound a bit exaggerated, but I guarantee you it brought back the feeling of being misjudged and ignored for generations. Whether what went into March 13, 2023, the decision was biased or not. The disappointment was felt by all those who anticipated that Bassett would win for her exceptional role in Wakanda Forever. Immediately, foul play seemed to have taken place, given the accusations after the 88th awards ceremony, as the Academy Awards became the target of a boycott popularized on social media with the hashtag #OscarsSoWhite, based on activists' perception that its all-white actor nominee list reflected bias. Yes, the shock of the moment was felt by many, apparently including Angela Bassett. In fact, how would we have known that except that the camera rested on her instead of following the winner exclusively as she walked to the stage? Was the cameraman a woman shocked too? The criticism that she was a sore loser after not receiving the Oscar award became the topic of criticism in the news, talk shows, and many podcasts. Remember, the main idea of this podcast is to be aware. Be aware of your thoughts. So in considering the thoughts of everyone involved who may have felt cheated, let us examine our thoughts before, during, and after the evening. Now, I pray that Angela Bassett was in tune with her higher power as the night went on, because the highest honor comes in how you live your life before your Creator. She is human. She is a person who experiences feelings and emotions, many different feelings, moment after moment, just like anyone else. How might you have felt if it was you? No one was inside Angela Bassett's head, so I don't expect anyone to speak definitively about what she was thinking or feeling, including myself. A lesson we teach students when it comes to analyzing a character or person is to place themselves in the shoes of the character, so they can make an inference concerning how the character may feel and their character trait, their way of being. In this case, we will attempt to do that with Angela Bassett. An inference is based on one, what the reader or interpreter knows, that is their prior knowledge, and what the character says or does. We teach students to also judge or determine a person's trait by their facial expression or body language. All we had to go on was her facial expression, her not clapping, and her body language. Her body language seemed strong and staunch, as she always presents herself. She appeared unmoved, but she really didn't look shocked, in my opinion. Granted, she did not look happy, but who would have? Who would have in that circumstance? Her response belonged to her, and she had every right to respond as she did, as we all do, in any circumstance, as long as we are not hurting anyone else. After all, do we really know what she was experiencing? It could have been many things, from losing something that might have changed her life dramatically, disappointing others, feeling cheated, falling for the hype of the awards, that come along with receiving the Oscars or feeling dishonored. Who really knows? I repeat, this has nothing to do with the talent of Jamie Lee Curtis, but you can bet it sent many people going to search out the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once to see if foul play had taken place. I know I had to see the movie because I needed to understand what happened. I needed to know if foul play happened. The movie was never on my radar, just as I am sure Wakanda Forever may not have been on the radar for others. A lot is based on culture, and that is just the way it is. Who is it that does not have an affinity for their own culture? And the culture of those who make up the Academy is the same as any system in America. So I needed to see and judge for myself. So if you haven't watched the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once, and if it is of interest to you, judge for yourself whether the two supporting actresses received the proper recognition. I will reserve my opinion for now. And P.S. Until representation in these systems, including the organized system of the Academy Awards, is completely diverse on all levels, biased results will continue to exist and continue to be suspect. Peace and shalom.